Focus. My name is Fausat Jinadu Hassan. In our previous episode, we discussed about the inclusion of women in Nigerian politics. But today, we are celebrating the women who paved the way. We'll meet the trailblazers who broke barriers and shattered glass ceilings in Nigerian politics. From first ladies to governors, we are looking at the women who changed the game. Let's dive in.
Over the years, Nigerian women have made significant strides in politics despite facing numerous challenges. Their participation in Nigerian politics dates back to the pre-independence era, with just a handful of women in the federal legislature. From the first female parliamentarians in the 1960s to today's influential leaders, they've paved the way for future generations. Fast forward to the 1990s, women like Sinnatu Ojikutu, who became Nigeria's first female deputy governor in 1992, have shown that with determination and resilience, women can shatter glass ceilings. Despite these milestones, women remain underrepresented in Nigerian politics, make up less than 5% of lawmakers in the National Assembly. Cultural and societal norms, lack of support, and limited access to resources are some of the hurdles women face. Yet, Nigerian women continue to push boundaries, advocating for policy changes and inspiring future generations. From grassroots activism to top government positions, their impact is undeniable. As we explore the lives of pioneering women in politics, let's examine the challenges they've overcome and the paths they've forged. Let's take a closer look at these trailblazers and their journeys.
Joining me now is a political analyst and advocate for women empowerment. Ladi Fatima Garba has studied the trend and challenges of women's participation in Nigerian politics. She is an assistant coordinator Jam'iyyar Matan Ariwa Kaduna North chapter and the president and founder of Matan Kwarai Cooperative Society, and yet the president of Ultimate Sisters Cooperative Society. Also, the financial secretary, All Doka Association, and the Kaduna State Women Director, CNG, Coalition of Northern Groups. You're welcome to Feminine Focus.
Thank you so very much. I'm overwhelmed for this invitation for today.
All right, what's your assessment of women's representation in Nigerian politics today?
Really, my general assessment on women in Nigerian politics today. Many women are in Nigerian politics today, but in fact, they don't have anything to show about. We have them as many as possible, but I can just make reference with maybe one or two. You see, like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. She's a woman and she has gone many places. She has gone far in politics. But I don't think you can bring out, she can be able boldly to bring out one particular woman that she has mentored to come out today, even after her, to say anything good concerning politics and to like carry women along. So you see, is one of the challenges we are facing when women represent us in the top governments. We have that challenges.
All right, mentorship is key for motivating women's participation in politics. So, how have women like the likes of Gambo Sawaba, Okonjo Iweala, Senator Olurami Tinubu, the likes of Obi Ezekwesili and others have paved way for future generations?
Really, I can say they have paved way because with them, looking at them as women, I think it's make more women to have the confidence and feel coming out for an elective position, in the sense that they are women and their names are being heard out there. So any woman coming out, she will boast and hit her chest that I want to be like this, that I want to be like Oluremi Tinubu, I want to be like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, I want to be like Gambo Sawaba, etc. So they have paved way in the sense that they have fought their own fight. So, and for their own fight, I think I can say they are done with their own. So this time around, it is our own turn, we the young generation coming out, to come out and show our own active way of paving our own way. That is the only way we can succeed and have more women representation.
Okay, we just spoke about influential women who has actually made history in Nigerian politics. But then, who are some unsung heroes of Nigerian women in politics and why?
Really, you see like Gambo Sawaba and Haji Alila Dogonyaru, they have tried their best in mentorship, humanitarian services. But you can see, in fact, I can tell you that the legacy they leave behind is not I can say it's not even used for today politics and other services to the society, because they have tried their best. When you see all the fights they fought for women, and but for today, nothing nothing is being said. In fact, even if you go to a place and call their names, I think you will see many people will shout, most especially our people, they will say, and Amatan Ariwa kenan, strong women of Ariwa, of the north. But all said and done, there is no anything to show home about. So you can see on their own side, they are done with their own, let me say, their own time, and even left because they are no more. But for we that are now remaining, so we need to like come out and be the heroes of ourselves for tomorrow, for better tomorrow.
Okay, let's talk about party politics. Do women need to navigate party politics differently? And if so, why? How?
No, women don't need, because it's been said all aspirants must go under a particular party. That is under the Constitution of Nigeria. Because you can't just come out for politics and vying for a position. Like I earlier told you, we don't need to be, most women, we don't need to be looking after party. That one will not stop a woman being under a particular party, because you must go through a particular party to get there. That is the Constitution of Nigeria is already there. You just have a woman aspiring for a position must go through a political party. So a woman will never navigate from that. You must pass through a political party.
What policy areas do Nigerian women in politics tend to focus on and why?
The policies we need to focus on is just like I earlier said, mentorship. Any woman that have a mentorship in her, definitely when she's into politics, she knows definitely this need to be done and that need to be done. So if a woman is having a good mentorship in her, so definitely the policies she need to pass through are all these just like I told you, confidentiality, respect, and many more. So for the mentorship is very, very important.
All right, how can increased women's representation shape policy and governance in Nigeria?
Really, increase in women representation will shape the policy because women need to be included in decision making. In decision making, not only at home, even in governance. Because you can see if you watch television, when you see like let me give you example of the senates, you only find, I think we have only two women in the senates. So if women are more, I think we can fight these men. When they say this, we knock the table and say no, just for the women, because the women we are more. I earlier told you for the voting and everything, women are 95%. You can quote me anywhere. Go to a polling unit early morning, as early as 6 a.m. You find more than 90 to 100 women seated waiting for the electors to come. But a man will be on his bed sleeping. Maybe it is after maybe 10 minutes to time, he will rush and come for him to vote. So really, if women, in fact, if we are more in this electoral, in these elective positions, definitely in decision making, I think we will do the best and we will give the best and things will be kept to shape, inshallah.
So, what's the outlook for women's representation in Nigerian politics in the next decade?
Well, the outlook for women representation in politics, really, if a woman is emerged as the president of Nigeria, honestly, if I may tell you, things will become better, better, inshallah. Because we women, we know where the problem comes from. A man will die and leave a woman with children. She will be the one to cater for the children, pay school fee, pay house rents, etc. Make sure that children feed, they go to school, shelter, and what have you. So if in a decade, well, if we have more representation of women in politics, I think 80% of our problem in Nigeria will be solved.
Okay, are you saying that because we have a large percentage of men in Nigerian politics, that is why we are facing what we are facing today?
Yes, of course. That is why. Because the men only go there for themselves, for their own selfish interests. They don't even look at the back and look at the women. A man will come out and inspire for it for a particular position. He will keep doing meetings with women every day. In our matan siki matan ni. If somebody, if for example now in Kaduna, in a particular local government, and we have maybe somebody is coming to that local government, believe me, the chairman of that local government is going out to bring in women in large numbers in uniforms. You understand? To come out and welcome this particular politician coming. So they are only for their selfish interests. Maybe after giving them 1,000 to 2,000, that is the end. You understand? So even if they go for this politics, they go for their selfish interests. While if we women are there, definitely we know we have many battles at our back. So after going there, we know the battles are much. So definitely we will turn back and say something is wrong somewhere. We need to put things in place.
All right, thank you so much for sharing your insights.
You're welcome. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate, and I pray the next time I will be invited here is to celebrate women that are being elected. Inshallah.
Now, let's see some of these remarkable women who have made a mark in Nigerian politics. Let's take a look at their journey. Fumilayo Ransom Kuti, a fierce activist and nationalist. She led protests against colonial taxation and was one of the first Nigerian women to demand political representation. She is often regarded as a founding figure of women's political activism in Nigeria. She led mass protests and a women's union against colonial rule. Hajia Gambo Sawaba, a northern political activist who fought for women's rights, education, and inclusion in governance. She has often faced imprisonment for her activism. She is a fearless advocate for women's rights and education in northern Nigeria. She endured multiple imprisonment for her activism. Aisha Al-Hassan, also known as Mama Taraba. She was the first female gubernatorial candidate in Taraba State and a former minister, a trailblazer in northern politics and a symbol of grassroots leadership. Margaret Ekpo. She is a key nationalist and women's rights advocate. She was one of the first women elected to a legislative body in Nigeria and played a major role in mobilizing women politically in eastern Nigeria. A central figure in nationalist politics and women's political organization. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, globally known today, she was the Nigerian's first female finance minister and later became a director general of the World Trade Organization. She's a global force in economic reform and the first African woman to lead the World Trade Organization. Dezani Alisib Madueke, the first female minister of petroleum resources and the first woman to preside over OPEC. Oluremi Tinubu, a long-serving senator and now First Lady of Nigeria, representing continuity of female influence in national politics. A seasoned lawmaker and advocate for women's empowerment, now serving as Nigeria's First Lady. Amina J. Mohammed. She was the former Nigerian Minister of Environment and now Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations. Stella Odua. She is the former Minister of Aviation and Senator, part of a newer generation of influential women in governance. Stella Odua is also a political figure who has played key roles both as a minister and senator. Obi Ezekwesili. She's a voice for accountability, transparency, and good governance, both nationally and globally. She's the former minister and co-founder of Bring Back Our Girls movement. She also ran for president. Natasha Apoti Uduagan, a strong advocate for transparency and development, especially in Kogi State. She's also a bold and determined leader advocating for development and justice. Dora Akunyili. She is the head of NAFDAC and later Minister of Information. She became a national icon for fighting corruption and counterfeit drugs. Hadiza Sabua Balarabe. She's a medical doctor turned deputy governor, representing the growing impact of women in leadership today. These women are more than names in history. They are architects of change, breaking barriers and inspiring generations. Powerful stories, right? Now we want to hear from you. What's your take on women's representation in Nigerian politics? Let's go Vox Pop.
Politics cannot even exist without women. And this time around, if women put their heads up and governance, even the governing of the whole country will see a difference, because wherever a woman is makes a difference. And because it is like all of us women are inbuilt by Allah, by God. Wherever we are, we make a difference, and because of our passionate kind of sense of doing things, make it so.
Calling on every woman that you know you have a reason, or you have a daughter somewhere, someday, that she can represent this country. So we putting our head together, moving on as a train with one voice, one intention. We are going to make a huge difference, because we are the people that come out for this election. I was also a woman leader for a candidate, and I know how we've worked day and night. Election.
From courage to leadership, this Nigerian woman didn't just enter politics, they reshaped it. Now let's talk action. Want to support women in politics? Here are some ways you can make a difference. Okay? Empower, support, and uplift. Let's make Nigerian politics work for everyone. Thanks for watching Feminine Focus. Catch you next time.